What's up, everybody? So today I am doing a video that I've used to do all the time, and I'm going to do it again here. The top 10 cards in my collection that have gone up and cards that have gone down over basically I looked over an entire year. So I looked at November 2022. I basically what I do is I go to VCP, Vintage Card Prices. I have all my cards cataloged, all 600, 700 cards that I have graded, cataloged. And then I look at my November, the value of those cards in November 2022 versus what they are today, January 2024. And I basically take the highest percentage increase and the highest percentage decrease over that period of time. So I do not look at dollars. I do not look at which card in terms of dollars went down the most. Or up the most. I look at percentage. So it could be a card that went from $1 to $3 because that would be a huge increase. There are some cards that gets sold so much that there's no trend there. So sometimes I'll remove those. But anyway, so without further ado, let's jump into it. So let's do. Let's start with the top 10 cards going up. I'll just kind of go back and forth. Starting off with cards going up. This was number 10 in my collection. And you guys know it's been a tough year for sports cards. 2023 was a little tough. So it was in some ways difficult to find cards going up. But I did have this card in November of 22 going for about $775. And then in January, I have this at about $1,400. So that's a 44% increase on the Aaron Judge PSA 10. Part of the reason for I saw the increase is that there's so few sales. I don't know why people who have this card seem to be holding on to it. They're not letting go of this awesome card. I don't blame them. There's just so few sales. And so I think that's part of the reason why there was this big increase. There was just probably one really low sale and then one really high sale over that period of time. But whatever, it's a 44% increase and it counted towards the increase. Cards going down at number 10. So this Tim Duncan, I got to tell you guys, this is crazy. So this card is actually only down 27%. It was a $330 card. It's now down to $238. But what's crazy about this card, and if you collect basketball cards, you might know all about this, but this card, when I bought it, I bought it at $855. But there was actually a point at the peak where this Tim Duncan was going in a PSA 10 was going for about $4,500. And I'll show it up on the screen. I'm a big skier, guys. I like to ski. Like I'm willing to do like double black diamonds and black diamonds. I would never ski down something this steep. I'm not that out of my mind. That's just crazy to me. $4,500. And you can see like somewhere in the middle, $855, I thought I bought it when I thought it had plummeted enough. And now it's down to $238. So it's crazy looking back at, some of the cards, especially modern basketball, how much they've fallen from the peak. All right, at number 9, and this may again be something similar to the Judge, where there's just not a lot of sales of this type of this card, the 1977 Star Wars Luke Skywalker. I talk about a lot on this channel. It's one of the worst purchases I ever made. Actually, the top 10 going down are all really bad purchases, or at least most of them are. And so this card, it went way down and then came back a little bit. So this card came down to $1,800 in November 2022 and is back up a little bit to $2,600. So that's a 47% increase. So that's why this card is a card that had gone up via November 2022. A card going down, and probably not a big surprise, is the 2005 Topps Aaron Rodgers. And when we talk about worst purchases I've ever made, maybe I have to do a video of my worst purchases because it's kind of incredible, some of my really bad purchases. So the story behind me buying this card was I have the Tom Brady rookie, the Chrome rookie, and I wanted to hedge my bet. The Buccaneers were playing the Packers for the NFC Championship, and I bought this card at maybe the peak of Aaron Rodgers card prices at $1,300. I bought this at $1,300. And of course, Tom Brady ended up winning and winning the Super Bowl. But since then, this card has absolutely plummeted. It was a $350 card in November of 2022 and is now down to $235, down 32%. So it's been a rough time, Aaron Rodgers, signing with the Jets and getting hurt on like the third play of the season. And, he gets himself in trouble on the Pat McAfee show. Like, it's just been a rough, go for, especially if you're an Aaron Rodgers collector. So there we go. For the next two cards going up, I guess I'll just show them back to back. Nothing too crazy here, just examples of vintage cards. There's samples of vintage cards all over the place, where, an old school Sparky Anderson and a Ralph Branca have gone up. I tried to steer away from those because it's like, again, not too many sales, and all it takes is like one really low sale and one really high sale. But I have these cards up about 50%. Over the time period. So that's how they ended up on the list of cards going up. Cards going down. Now, this I thought was really interesting. Gunnar Henderson. You probably would have thought that Gunnar Henderson would be on cards going up, because I actually look back and I go, okay, who won Rookie of the Year in 2023? And you got Gunnar Henderson and Corbin Carroll. But, and I expected Gunnar Henderson to maybe go on my cards that have gone up. But this card back in November 2022, probably in anticipation of his rookie season, was going for about $100, and now it's only going for about 60. So that's a 40% decrease on a guy that just won Rookie of the Year. So if there's anything to learn from this, I definitely think, like, if you own guys that are going to get a lot of hype in spring training, like Jackson Holiday, Jackson Churio, guys that are going to play next year. Obviously, Yamamoto's there's not going to be too many cards of his, but maybe in springtime when they're getting a lot of hype, if you have guys like Jackson Holiday, as hard as it might be, because Jackson Holiday seems like a super talent, maybe, February, March coming up would be a good time to sell Jackson Holiday, because even if he wins Rookie of the Year, and you can see the Gunnar Henderson still was down 40%. Card going up, probably not a big surprise, the Shohei Otani short print, the warm-up shirt card. Let's see. This one I had at 201 234 and went up to 425. So that is an 81% increase on the Otani. Of course, the huge, enormous contract signed with the Dodgers, and another MVP definitely didn't hurt. So there you go. Otani, one of the cards going up. I'm sure not a huge surprise there. Card going down, Tatis Jr., complete set, white jersey. Obviously, Tatis, the whole thing with the steroids, not a big surprise here. A card that has come down. This was about a $40 card, is now down to a $23 card. A lot of these modern, cards where there's so many of them, obviously have not held up very well. Actually, I think I need to do a catch up on cards going down. So also cards going down, the Sapphire Spencer Torkelson has not lived up to the hype. Sapphire being a premium product, but I think what brings this down, of course, is that it's a 9 and not a 10. And then on top of the fact that Torkelson has sort of not lived up to the hype, this card has gone from a $35 card to a $20 card, a 42% decrease. Back to cards going up, and not a big surprise here, Lamar Jackson. This card is almost at the price that I bought it at. So even though it is up 84%, $220 to $405, that's an 84% increase. It's still not quite at what I bought it at. This card I bought, during the pandemic at probably the height of these types of cards for $420. I do believe, I think the Ravens are the best team, to be honest with you, in the NFL right now. So I would bet on the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. Of course, this may age very terribly, but if Lamar Jackson does end up in the Super Bowl, I might sell this. I might put this up on auction. So For those of you that are interested in buying this, if he does make the Super Bowl, I have a feeling I might put it up for auction and then have the listing end maybe around halftime during the Super Bowl or something like that. Like, and I'm dead serious. But it'll depend on whether he makes the Super Bowl or not. So we'll see. I might try to, get my money back on the Lamar Jackson. Cards going down. So this, I was alluding to it earlier. There are cards, a lot of these types of cards. This card, the Luis Robert, I had this at about a $7 card, 2020. Now remember, this didn't, I got this out of a pack, but there was probably, I graded it for like $15. So, this has gone from a $7 card to a $3 card, basically a 50% decrease. And, I not only do I have one of these, I have two of these, I have three of these, I have four of these, all in a PSA 9. So, and I have examples of this all throughout my collection during, the pandemic when cards were going crazy, and this card in a 10 was going for like $100. I just sent them in figuring, okay, if I grade it for $10 to $15 and sell it, even if it's a 9, I should be able to get like $40 for the card, but did not pan out. Now it's all three of these cards. I would sell all four of these for $10 probably. All right, next up on cards going up. So Marcus Stroman, the new Yankee, all-star with the Mets, and now he is a New York Yankee. So I have this as a card going up. In value, not too much. Let's see if I can find where it's at. So, Marcus Stroman, I had this as like a $26 card. It's now at a $50 card. So almost 100% increase, nothing crazy, but really cool. As a Yankee fan, I'll hold on to it just to see how he does with the Yankees. Even if I sell it, I'll probably only get $50, but still a cool card. All right, next up, believe it or not, is the 2018 Topps Update, Juan Soto. I was shocked to see this on the list. I had this as an $800 card, and now is down to like a $400 card. So pretty much a 50% decrease. I don't know why this card is down. Obviously not too great of a year with the Padres, but now he's with the Yankees. So you would think you'd get that Yankee spike, and maybe it's still coming. I don't know, how often this card sells, but was really surprised that this is down 50%. Like, it is a short print, and could end up signing a big long-term deal with the Yankees, depending on how he does with the Yankees, and who knows, may end up winning a World Series. So anyway, very surprised to see that one as a top card going down. All right, we are in the top 3 cards going up and going down, and probably not a big surprise. Again, a card that the Garrett Cole is one of the top cards in my collection that has gone up. Nothing big dollars wise. This is like a $25 card, and now is about a $50 card. Obviously, Garrett Cole winning another Cy Young. This time with the New York Yankees. He's probably the best pitcher in baseball at this time, and definitely worthy of going up a little bit in value. So that one's up about 100%. Cards going down. Kyle Lewis, remember this guy? So a couple years ago, this guy won Rookie of the Year, believe it or not. I think it was, I was looking at, just looking up what happened with Kyle Lewis, and he won Rookie of the Year with like 200 at-bats. And so it was sort of a phenomenon that he won Rookie of the Year, probably just because it was a short season. And since then, in the last 3 years, he's only had about 200 at-bats, and he's been terrible. He's hit like in the 100s the last couple of years, and like I said, he's only had 200 at-bats in the last couple of years. His cards, of course, are way down. Anybody that owns Kyle Lewis, this card I had at about a $41 card. It's now $15, down 62%. Cards going up. Luis Arias. So this is the gold in a PSA 9. His card is up about 100%. Like, again, not a huge dollar amount, but $20 to a $40 card. Just won the batting crown, batting like 350 or something like that. So definitely deserving for cards going up. All right, so at number 2 is a card that's sort of famous on this channel. the 2013 Bowman Chrome Miguel Andujar Blue Refractor in a PSA 10. So the previous sale back in November of 2022 was $150. But recently, this card sold for $15.50, and that is a 89% decrease. Now, this card is a card that's not going to get sold very often, and when it does, and when it finally did sell for $15, and this was a card at one point that sold for over $1,000. And obviously I should have sold it, when he almost won rookie. There was a point where there was an argument whether Miguel Andujar or Shohei Otani should win Rookie of the Year. Ultimately, Shohei Otani won it. Andujar had an unbelievable rookie season that year, and I actually think I still think he should have won that. He just had better numbers than Otani, but Otani obviously was the bigger name, and we all knew that Otani had a much brighter future. Although I believed that Andujar was going to have a very good future, I did not expect him to have the career that he has had since. He's played with the Pirates, and I think he's now with the Oakland Athletics. And all I could say is I hope that he gets an opportunity with the Oakland Athletics to play. One of his big weaknesses with the Yankees was his defensive ability. He was supposed to be a third baseman, and he just didn't pan out as a third. He was terrible defensively, and so he became kind of an issue. Like you put him at DH, and then with Stanton around. So I was happy when he no longer was with the Yankees, but it has not worked out for Andujar. So anyway, at number 2. At number 1 for cards going up, again, back to Otani. Again, not a huge surprise that his cards are way up. Obviously, winning MVP, another fantastic season for Otani, and then signing that mega insane deal with the Dodgers that I think have spent like over $1 billion this offseason. It's been insane to watch. As a Yankees fan, I'm like, can't believe what they're doing over in LA. But this card went from a $700 card. I have this at a $1,500 card now. At one point, I had 2 of these, and I gave the other one away as part of an epic giveaway. But I still have this one. It's a really cool card back when he was playing in the World Baseball Classic, and just excited to still own this, even if I only have one. And then a number 1 for cards going down, to no surprise, Wander Franco. And part of the reason that I wanted to do this video is this was the last Wander Franco card in my collection. At one point, I think I had this as a $100 card, was able to sell it last night for $15. And so was happy to, this is my last, not that it's my last Wander Franco, like I have raw cards, but it was my last graded Wander Franco. Was probably the best Wander Franco in my collection, but will be shipped out tomorrow morning to the lucky buyer that purchased this Wander Franco short print. Was very excited about it when I hit it, but now who knows if we'll ever play baseball again. So, and I have this, who knows, I don't even know what the percentage decrease would be. I just put it at number 1. So there you have it, guys. By the way, just as a side note, I'm kind of excited about 2024. I think it's going to be a big year for sports cards. I really do. I thought 2022, we were due for a correction. 23 was sort of a hangover. I think people were just sick and tired of, it's like it got to be too much for some people. And I think it's going to be a good year for sports cards. I really do. I don't know. I just got this weird feeling. There's a rookie class coming up for baseball specifically that I'm excited about. You got Jackson Holiday, you got Yamamoto, you got some of these Japanese stars that are coming. And then you have, you have Ellie De La Cruz, who should be in Series 1, Jason Dominguez, who should be in Series 1, Evan Carter. That's just Series 1. And then, we'll see who's in Series 2. And, hopefully Jackson Holiday makes it into, Series 2 or updates. So it'll be really interesting. And I said I wouldn't buy any Topps products, but it's going to be awfully tempting when you got guys like Jason Dominguez. As a Yankees fan, I'm going to want like 1 or 2 of his rookie cards. And then Jackson Holiday, who I think is one of the best rookies we're going to see in a long time. And then who knows, Jackson Churio make an appearance this year. So anyway, guys, I know this video went long, but always fun to do this analysis. Let me know. Hopefully you guys learned something. It's all about timing sometimes with when you sell cards, and then sometimes you end up holding them for way too long, like I did with the Miguel Andar. But that's part of the fun of it. All right. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you later.